Hi there, Jus4SweetZ here. Today I'm going to make you a amaretto rum cake with some apples and some almonds on top. Normally I would use pecans or walnuts, but because I'm making amaretto in it, I'm going to use almonds. So as you all know, my daughter had a baby and it's been chaos, so I'm trying to get at least a video made. I have my grandson while she's in the hospital, so she's still there, and it's been fun. I'm really tired. So if you hear him in the background, you've heard him before, and then my daughter's here with him too. So anyway, we're going to start making the cake, and it's a pretty easy thing I'm going to do. I usually put pudding in it. I don't have pudding, so I'm kind of making my own substitutions. And this is also going to be my microwave cake. So you've seen my microwave cakes in the past, so this is just another recipe for one. So let's show you what I've started out doing here. I took 3 apples, and I have Gala apples on hand. Granny Smith would probably work better, but I don't have those. So I took the apples, I cut them into pieces, into chunks, and then I poured probably about 2 teaspoons of amaretto on top, and I took about a cup of brown sugar and some cinnamon and sprinkled it on, and they've just been soaking in this now for about 25 minutes. So I wanted them to soak a little bit and get some of the flavors, and as soon as we're ready to put everything together, these will go in the bottom of the pan. So let's get started. I have 4 eggs that we're going to... Ooh, see, that's why you're supposed to crack them in a bowl first. But I did not do that. So we have 4 eggs. And today I'm going to use coconut milk instead of buttermilk. Coconut milk gives it a real moistness and, you know, a nice flavor. Not necessarily a coconut flavor, but it does give it a really good flavor. So we're going to take the coconut milk, and I'm going to use 1 cup of coconut milk. So let's go ahead and pour that in. And with this leftover coconut milk, I will figure out what to make with it, because we know we don't waste. You can get coconut milk at any supermarket, down the Asian aisle. You can get it at Walmart, World Market. Okay, now we're going to use a 1/2 cup of oil, and I'm using vegetable oil. You can use canola oil if you like. So 1/2 cup of oil also helps with that moistness in there. Now we're going to use some rum. Now, because I put amaretto in the apples, I would put amaretto in the cake too, but amaretto is a very strong tasting, not like alcohol wise, but the flavor of it is very strong, and I feel like if you use too much of it, it tends to overtake everything. So I'm going to use rum in the cake and amaretto in the apples. And we're going to use a 1/2 cup of dark rum. We have just enough left over for part of our glaze on top. So there we go with that. So we have 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 1/2 cup of dark rum, and a cup of coconut milk plus 4 eggs, 4 whole eggs. And it's better to have those eggs at room temperature. And we have 1 box of yellow cake mix. Let's go ahead and take our yellow cake mix. Pour that in there. And my cake mix says it has pudding in the mix, so I guess the fact that I don't have pudding, I'm okay. I'm making up for it in other ways. And then I have 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour that I'm going to throw in there, because there's a lot of liquid, and I don't want it to be, you know, I want it to be moist, but I don't want it to be overly wet. I've made that mistake before. So let's go ahead and get this mixing, and you want to have something to scrape the bowl with. So let's get our rubber spatula. I started it on low. Let's get it going a little higher. Now, you only want to mix this up, you know, to where it's completely mixed, so probably a minute or 2. But don't overmix your recipe. Get that going. It smells like like lemon milkshakes. Okay, so let's go ahead and scrape it, and then we'll do it one more time. It smells really, really yummy. Lots of rum flavor. If you like rum, you'll love this cake. If you like amaretto, you'll love this cake. Now, in the case that you don't like amaretto, you can go ahead and substitute in the apples where I use the 2 teaspoons of amaretto. Go ahead and use 2 teaspoons of the dark rum in your apples. And in the glaze, you know, you can use dark rum as well. I'm just kind of mixing and matching a little bit because I don't have enough rum to do everything with, so I wanted to make my rum cake and have a rum amaretto glaze, and I don't want the amaretto to take over everything. So go ahead and get that mixing a little bit. I have my bundt pan that I've showed you in the past. It's all greased with the flour. It's a baker's spray grease, and I put a little bit in there. So now what we're going to do, push this back here. That's good. Let that sit for a second. And I have my almonds. Now I'm using the cocoa almonds again because I still have some of those left. And I have them in my food processor. I'm going to go ahead and chop those up. And that's probably pretty good. They're not too fine, but they're not super chunky either. So I'm going to take those. And I think I probably used right around a half a cup or so of the almonds. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure you can see this. Let's go ahead and get this a little bit closer for you. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take those almonds and just pour them in the bottom of our greased Pampered Chef bundt pan, flute pan. Now we have our apples that have been sitting in this sauce for about 25 minutes or so. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to pour all of those in with all of that flavor. All the sugar. It's going to make kind of like a caramely, yummy topping with chunks of apple. And what I make, there he goes. And what I'm making this for is for a lady at work. It's her birthday today. Actually, it's my mom's birthday today. It's my niece's birthday today. We have all kinds of birthdays in June. So we're going to go ahead. All right, we got all that good, yummy stuff in there. Spread that around a little bit. And I'm actually going to sprinkle about a tablespoon of flour on the top. I don't want it to get too runny. So I'm just going to, Bryson, I'm going to kind of sprinkle that a little bit. I want them to make a glaze, but I don't want it to be overly runny. And there is moisture in the apples. So the fact that there's moisture in the apples could create everything to get really wet. And I don't want that. I just want a nice fruit on top. Okay. Now for the cake mix. It's all mixed up. Get all of it that you can, but make sure you taste it. I approve. It's good. All right. That over here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to slowly pour this over. Oh wow, that tastes so good. It's going to be yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy. And what I'm going to do to the top of this, and I'm going to make another video for that, is I'm going to create a glaze. A glaze for the top of this with some rum, amaretto, butter, a little bit of cream. Yes, not good for the belly line, but it's someone's birthday, so you have to celebrate, right? Eat everything in moderation and you're okay. That's what I say, but you know, some people would not agree with me. But you got to try everything. You only live once, right? So we're going to go ahead, make this. I'm going to make a glaze for the top, and then I'm going to serve it with some fresh whipped cream. And it'll be delicious. Okay. So we have our mixture of cake with rum, coconut milk, eggs, oil, flour, and then we have on the bottom our chopped cocoa almonds and 3 apples that I diced and soaked them in 2 teaspoons of amaretto and cinnamon and about a cup of brown sugar for about 25-30 minutes before we did this. So I'm going to go ahead and get my paper towels. You know the routine. You've seen these videos before. If you haven't, go back and check out some of my microwave cakes. I make a lot of them, and I always try to come up with new, inventive, fun ones. So go back and check them out. I have a lemon ricotta cake. I don't even know what other ones I have on there. I'm kind of in la la land with not getting any sleep for the past few days. So go ahead and put your paper towel on. You know the routine. Stick it in the microwave 12 minutes. Let it set for about 5 minutes or so, and then dump it on the plate. So make sure you check out the next video, which will be the glaze that I make to go on top of the cake, and then the final look of what the cake is. So until then, I hope you enjoyed this. Push the like button if you liked it, and we'll see you real soon. Have a great day, and God bless.